Warning, 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 warning. This is a Emergency Broadcast. Code Red, hold on, Code Red, here we are. Pick up your iPads, your cell phones, and have me and listen to Uncle the Podcast. Watch out. If you're sitting down for this, or if you're standing up, you better get ready for this, because it's gonna hit the eardrums. Uncle the Broadcast.
You are listening to Uncle the Broadcast. My name is Aaron. I'm the nephew-in-law. Here with me is the star of the show, Uncle.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on here on a Friday night again. And here we have, it is 133 episodes. I'm climbing up there, boys.
It is live every Friday
and
night.
We have a guest tonight. Just a minute, you.
Oh.
Pearse Redmond is on the line.
I am here.
Pearse Redmond, what do we have to say for tonight's episode?
I don't know. Maybe we'll take some calls. We'll have some good times. As I said before we went live, I've got a beer handy, so maybe a little bit later on we could do a beer review or something. I'm doing pretty good. How are you, Uncle?
So, I could use one myself tonight.
We could do that.
It was a rough week. I needed one, but I couldn't get out there because of the sister down there. I sneak them, you know.
Well, yeah, you gotta be sneaky. I can always give you the shot glass beer. That's always acceptable.
Well, yeah, that's because that's a test. But I mean, I don't know how often I drink.
That's what the true connoisseur does, Uncle. You just get a taste of it. That's all you want.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
now you got a beer. So what do we got to beer?
Uncle, we got live phone lines is what we have.
Fine. Cut up the numbers out. Say the number out now before we get started.
Call us at 319-527-5016. We want you to enter this conversation.
Comments to talk on the storm. Oh, Steve, I'm on the air now. You can call me.
There you go, Steve. We'll be expecting
your call.
Uncle, we got some good calls in the first hour.
I hear you got about a couple calls.
We did.
Trying to catch up me from last week.
Trying. It's not easy.
Cool.
But Uncle, you already have a caller on the line, Uncle, just so you know.
Ding! How you like that? I go ding and they call right now. Hello, who's on the line and who's this name?
That's the Uncle effect.
Hello, who's on the line?
Caller.
Greetings, Uncle, and all else. This is Robin. I called in a couple of weeks ago to your show, Aaron.
Oh,
Robin from Victoria.
Rob, that's right.
Robbie, okay, boy. What's been happening with you tonight?
Greetings. Oh, I'm just hanging out. It's a pretty nice evening in Victoria, BC. About 15 degrees.
15 degrees.
Sun
Celsius, right?
Celsius, sounds like.
Celsius, correct. Yes, Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's,
I'm looking it up as we speak.
And the conversion is tough.
The conversion is fine stuff. That good.
Uncle,
there's like 55 degrees.
65.
There we go.
55.
That's comfortable degrees. That isn't so bad.
Nice and
Victoria
cool.
is probably the warmest city in Canada.
Is that true?
All around, like in terms of in the winter time and whatnot, it gets the range of temperatures is about 5 degrees Celsius in the winter, and then it gets to about like 25, 30 in the summer.
Wow.
So it's quite a small range of temperatures. So
it's Canada's San Diego.
San Diego.
The San Diego of Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Is that a real slogan?
It's not. I
no.
see. I just made it up. But,
okay. All right.
He just made these up.
He's talking about it a lot like people talk about the weather in San Diego. You know, like it's always the same. It's perfect. Yeah. It's the warmest. It's where you want to be.
Okay.
You know?
Hot,
I've
cold,
never heard
hot,
that,
cold. And it's just
maybe if I go to California, I'd enjoy San Diego then because I like this weather. But yeah, I listened to the first hour there. Good callers and good chat between you guys and Pearse. We messaged a bit on Twitter there. I'm Broken Rib or Crocodile Dundee as my.
Oh man, yeah.
Crocodile Dundee. Oh, I like
Old-time
that
listener.
guy. I like Crocodile Dundee now. I have had a kick out of him.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
Said too, but no.
You was talking about that, man. I mean, somebody goes home for some Crocs around here. That means the lady goes crazy.
I'd like to try Crocodile someday.
Yeah. That's good meat. I believe there was a restaurant, I believe, there where used to. Wait a minute. No,
they
it was in
alligator.
It was in Jacksonville.
They serve alligator.
I lived in Jacksonville, and we had a restaurant. Yeah. We went there, and man, you talk about crocodile. Man, a crocodile to taste. Everything to me tastes like chicken, though. I mean, all this stuff, but it's
alligator tail is very
tasty,
good.
Though.
It is yummy. It is a good,
so
especially when you deep fry it. Like they do down.
Yeah, it's just one big muscle, I guess. And
it is. It's what it is. Exactly what it is.
It's delicious.
But,
like a meat.
But Uncle, I've got a question for you. There's a tweet that I wanted to ask you about that you sent sometime in December to Elon Musk. I cannot find it at the moment, actually. But my question to you is: have you seen Aaron's documentary, The Age of Transitions?
I haven't showed you that, have I?
No, you have not. You haven't shown me quite a bit of stuff. Now you're still trying to get numbers on my phone. Still not.
Aaron's keeping it a cult from you.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I am. Yeah, I'm keeping it under wraps there.
Yeah.
But Uncle, do you think you're ready for that one?
Yeah, we're gonna see something. I want to get some
I think he might be ready. He's Uncle knows that Elon Musk is working towards some type of dystopian future.
This month, we have to get back with him. I mean, I have been talking. We are now on electric fumes. We are not on gas anymore. Not in this house.
Right.
I mean, this is crazy.
Not in your house.
I mean, this is absolutely crazy, man. We're running around with charging, complete charge on these things. And I said, we have to get Musk back on my broadcast to talk to him more.
We'll bring him back. We will.
Yeah, I know who he is now.
Yeah, we know you're on board for the brains and the cell phones and all that, Uncle. I mean, you independently came up with that opinion without me. I'll say I did not steer that opinion whatsoever. I didn't influence you. You just came up with that on your own.
Inspect it. You didn't inspect it. That's what it was.
No.
I had this friend, Steve, that we're trying to organize, and I was talking about stuff, but I got to jump on that wagon with him.
I do.
So it's things that he slacks with that I have to push him with.
Yeah. You got to push it.
I'm pushing you.
We're pushed. We're pushed all the way up to Canada here right now.
I find that a little bit interesting, Aaron. Why have you not delved into the topics per se, or maybe you have talked about the topics specifically, but maybe not just the documentary or your book, but. If you haven't, why haven't you delved into those topics with Uncle over the years?
I mean, again, we talk about it here and there, but I'm not. It's funny because I have this show where I'm putting these ideas out there, broadcasting them for the world. But in everyday life, I really, I don't push my views really at all. I'm more of the kind of person that enjoys listening to all the stuff that other people say. That's kind of what I enjoy. And I don't go around like saying, like, I believe this, I believe that. If a conversation arises where, it gets onto topics that I find interesting, I jump in there and I take advantage. But I find that doesn't happen all that often in regular life. And I kind of just, let the mundane be the mundane, if that makes any sense.
You don't, at a dinner party, talk about the transhumanist agenda?
I hold back. It takes everything I got.
No, the problem at dinner table, though. Now, let's understand ourselves, fellas. It's the women we're talking to, and they don't understand this stuff, and they go crazy. They don't.
Way over their heads.
They really care much.
You got to be in the right company to.
But that's the other point I was coming to. Right, you got to have the proper people.
Yeah.
Now. Anybody that's online, like we are now, with other people, enjoy them. They will talk your ears off. Of course. Let's try them out. Boom. And bam, here we go. And it'll be a good hour to 4 hours at a time. You never know what can happen next.
We talk about crazy stuff.
That's what I mean. Exactly what I'm talking about.
We talk about how machines are going to take over and nobody's going to work anymore and the AI is going to be in control of the government. We've had those kind of conversations, haven't we?
Yep.
At the dinner table?
No, not at the dinner table.
Maybe at a campfire.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more a campfire kind of story.
Campfire operation talk. But not at what you say, the dinner table. No.
And you don't want to scare the kids either.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you have the kids there.
Not even at Thanksgiving, guys?
Going nuts, you get them going. And it's,
they got enough to worry about being a kid.
Not even at Thanksgiving, guys? I mean, really?
Yeah, Aaron, you haven't done a broadcast of your documentary at a Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I need to. I need to break out the giant screen, force everybody into their seats,
No talking.
Clockwork Orange
style. It's only an hour.
Yeah.
Well, it's his podcast. I know he's hooked up with our podcast, but with his podcast, I can see his problems that he has. The time difference, for one example.
Yeah.
Can't get in touch with his friend, so he can't time it properly.
It's very difficult.
And it's
time
difficult
zones.
to get the time zones organized.
If
there was a way to do that, let us know.
Well, we need to move Adam, co-host of Themes and Memes, up there to British Columbia.
Put him somewhere that you can get in touch with him. At least to have, let's say, a day or a week for your broadcast. I know we're doing it this way, but I'm talking about having him come into it, the conversation. But like you say,
those time zones, they get us every time. It's nonstop.
Well, New Zealand is a real pain. That's so far.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where Adam from Themes and Memes is?
Yeah, that's where he's at.
Yes, originally he's from there. He's actually in Deutschland right now.
Oh, okay. That's like, what, 5 hours?
I think it's
6 hours?
I think it's an 8-hour difference.
Oh, okay.
It is horrendous.
I mean, even though even get a chance to talk to him. So what's happening?
Well, yeah, I send them emails.
Oh.
We email each other.
Oh.
But yeah, it's difficult. I know. Uncle's always getting on my case because I'm not very good at facilitating these international broadcasts. I know.
I mean, here I am, got the podcast going. We got a live going. We got Chuck and us got it organized. We got it going, and boom. Here we are moving
Is
up.
this the tweet that you just put into the chat room here? Is this here in the chat room?
It's a chat room, Chuck?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Somebody found the at Elon Musk tweet, I guess.
Somebody put it in there.
Somebody's in the chat room. Yeah. All right, who's the talking chat room, boys? What do we have to talk about tonight?
Yeah. Okay,
what are they talking about?
Well, this is the tweet that Roman was...
Apple here in front of me. I can't see nothing.
He referenced it, and now it's here, so I'll read it. This is a tweet that you gave. I'm going to read it. So here it is. This is from Uncle's Twitter. Do you, unless I must have a talk with you about this electric stuff that we have in this site, and all the family here goes, my sister loves the regular extra electric. Are you okay? That was your tweet to Elon Musk.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And because everybody's going crazy. They forget about the gas. Gas is history in this house. You don't buy gasoline anymore. You could try a gas tank down and just use just the electric. You know how far that goes.
Are you guys doing an electric car?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We got electric cars going.
More than one electric car.
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh, really?
It's all we do, Pearse.
We got 3 of them now.
It's all we
Teslas?
do.
It's California, baby. What do you expect?
Not Teslas, but
not Tesla. No.
But right now, I have to work with his car for this week. But man, that thing can move. I've never seen that.
I got
thing
a fast.
That thing move. I mean, had her husband, his wife, said, "Slow down, Sim. Slow down." I don't just slow down. Here I'm trying to concentrate on the driving.
Uncle's back behind the wheel again.
I'm back on the wheel.
I wonder if I wonder if any electric car use has created more speeding, because those things do seem to be.
They do
They can accelerate and rip around. Like you can be going around a corner and then be back up to 60 miles per hour within a couple seconds if you want to, and they're silent like a.
No. This is why I have to talk to that fellow. This is why I have to talk to him.
Right, I would like to hear you.
Because I want to hear this guy talk about what I want to talk about. But here we have these cars, and I have to use it for this week because they're going away, and I have to go to the train station.
Yeah, circumstances have arrived. Yeah,
circumstances. He has to go early into work.
I do,
and I can't get. I have the only other way to get to work.
Drive yourself.
Exactly.
To the
Drive
train
myself
station.
to the train station. So
it's not far.
And so I can do that with a problem.
With a problem.
With my license problem.
Oh yeah, well.
But I got it.
I think we'll be okay.
But I don't have to. You know what I mean.
Uncle, the first lesson I learned in driver's ed is every time you get behind the wheel, there's risk involved.
Well, I know that.
So,
it's not. It's the watch out list.
Yes, it is.
Because you know, and I sort of, in a way, get a little bit scared when I'm not cooperating with the proper position.
Uncle, we got Crocodile Dundee on the line.
Yeah, that's what I'm just talking about.
You call that a knife?
No, Pocket Dundee.
You call that a knife?
Oh, that one. Oh, yes. I what about Pocket Dundee? What about that girl that we had in looking at, discussing? She said she wants you to go to New York. Okay, trying the toilets. Oh, you want to laugh tonight? I'm giving you a laugh tonight. Yeah. How come that toilet don't work? And then it's pumping the tank. And then the lady comes in. Where you going? Excuse me. I'm in the shower. They're in the bathroom. I'm headed to town. And then they're discussing system what they're going to do in New York. Because he's not used to New York things. No. He's used to only his life around him.
Yeah, Canada.
And he goes around. You ever heard this? And then the butter guy. Oh, this is the funny part. He says, I'm going out for a minute. All right, see you, Bobby. And they're going down the street. Oh, I could tell you the whole story about that.
Yeah. Oh. I think we just got it.
Here's a confession. I've never seen a full Crocodile Dundee movie. Like
you haven't seen one.
No.
Back on the TV and start watching one.
I know.
I'm warning you. Get on the TV, review a TV one for yourself, and I'll come back that next week, and we'll discuss it. Yeah. How's that sound?
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, do the same thing.
I think I'm with you, Pearse. I've only seen maybe small snippets of it I've come across on.
Yeah, like I've just never sat down and like watched from start to finish a full one. I didn't even know that. Like,
does he have? Yeah.
I think there's 3.
Okay.
There's the first one, and then there's one where he goes to New York, and then there's one where he's in L.A.
Right.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's like a different version of Escape from New York and Escape.
Yeah. And I believe the one in L.A. that was like late, like 2000 or something like that. It's like well past his prime as a. He
had already been selling Subaru Bajas at that point.
Yeah.
That guy.
You youngins, you don't quite recall what they were playing on HBO 24/7 when you were babies, I guess, because the Crocodile Dundee franchise was a huge thing. In the mid '80s, I guess it was when it first launched, right? And one of the most popular things. That's not a knife.
Yeah.
That's not a knife.
Now this
is a knife, and everybody took off. I've seen that. I don't want to add it. I don't want to ruin the show though.
But it's okay. Listen, Uncle, these youngins are not familiar with when that was playing 24 hours a day, practically on HBO in the late '80s.
Here's a bit of Crocodile Dundee trivia I did not know about, but I just looked it up. It was nominated Best Original Screenplay at the Oscars that year. and it was also it got an original screenplay nomination and a Best Actor nomination at the BAFTAs. Honestly, I don't know who slept with who to get that done, but I mean that is crazy.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
Uncle,
maybe it's a masterpiece. You just haven't seen it.
For some years,
I
Paul
don't
Hogan
think
was
so.
a
I haven't.
major celebrity, Uncle. I'm sure you remember. He hosted Saturday Night Live and everything. Remember that?
Yeah, they did that. But I remember him doing that.
Paul Hogan.
I never. Who?
Paul Hogan is the actor.
Paul Hogan. That's the wrestler. Now wait a minute. Are we on the right
That's
phone
Hulk.
here?
Yeah, that's Hulk.
Yeah,
Hogan.
that's Hulk Hogan.
That's the
I'm thinking.
Hulkster.
That's
a
who
different
I'm
Hogan.
thinking of. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
Terry Bollea would be Hulk Hogan's real name.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
the
name.
real name of
That's
Hulk
right.
Hogan. Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, but voice gets to you, though.
You know,
All my little Hulkamaniacs.
Oh, yeah, that.
I want to say that there was
This-
even a time when Paul Hogan got involved with what was called the WWF at the time, because there was a Australian-based allegedly tag team. I think they were called the Bushwhackers. You remember those, Uncle?
Oh, were they?
Oh,
supposed to be-
yes. Those guys. Oh, you know what they used to do?
Yes.
You got to hear this. They take the post off the ring
Yeah.
and start eating the thing.
Yeah.
What the heck is these boys doing? Eating all this crazy stuff? It's absolutely, and then black mouth teeth pop out.
They were kind of like geeks of wrestling.
They gotta been geeks.
What-
They had that was
Like a
the middle
traditional
name,
geek, like
geek,
biting the head off a chicken geek?
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except,
like that.
Except
Like that.
instead of a chicken, they're biting the turnbuckle, like
But
the styrofoam of the turnbuckle. They're eating it.
I mean,
See
I
again though,
remember
they were
those
ripping off. They were ripping off George the Animal Steel, who was the first guy to be gnawing at the turnbuckle. Again, these youngins, Uncle, they don't know about it. George the Animal
know.
Steel, who had the bald head, also ate the turnbuckle and had a green tongue. Right? Remember that?
Yeah. Had a green tongue and started showing the tongue out. But I gotta admit, I should have missed those. I missed those action things going on there. Start looking at whipping up, and start fun of fake
The wrestling
stuff going on. Even though it was a thing to watch, it was actually funny.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
funny.
You should go to the ones that are live. Bang, bang, bang. They're not hitting a man. He's just acting here. Bang, bang. Hitting his bone and feet on. What the heck is that? That is not a normal wrestler. I mean, that's going crazy. You punks, you guys have to know what you're talking about. I mean, and these punks on the thing.
Like the lower end males soap opera there.
My friends are still
you could say.
into wrestling. They go to shows and everything. It's it's more popular now than it's ever been.
They still go to shows?
I guess
They still go to
in many ways
shows.
it is more entertaining than sport, I suppose. But the only sport I really watch is mixed martial arts, which is fairly barbaric and ridiculous in its own right. But
Like a UFC?
Yeah, UFC and those other different shows in Asia and whatnot. I did a little bit of training back about 10 or 15 years ago, and so that's kind of what got me into watching that. But I've never really been one for sport. I guess I did watch a little bit of WWF back as a child.
Oh yeah, me too.
But at a certain point, you kind of realize how theatrical it all is, and then move on. But some.
Well, they've even rebranded themselves to an extent. Like Vince McMahon, like they don't hide the fact that it's fake now. Like they kind of even promote that as a thing. I mean, it is basically just like a soap opera.
There's some weird meta aspect of it that way, where they can.
Yeah, basically.
Almost like the what's that Kevin Spacey presidential show there?
Oh, House of Cards.
House of Cards. Yeah, it's almost like Vince McMahon and those guys now are doing that breaking the third wall thing, and they're becoming some next level. But I don't want to derail the conversation off into wrestling too much here. But I'm gonna get off the line here, guys. But thanks for taking my call again.
All right, thanks for calling.
Yeah,
calling the show. And Pearse, I hope you guys get another Porkins great game going soon.
We're working on it. I was just emailing
one of those time organizational.
Yeah, of course. Well, hopefully we'll. Yeah, that reminds me. I got to email him again. But we're always working. Behind the scenes, we're always trying to do more. But maybe this summer we'll try and bang out a couple of them.
Right on. Well, I look forward to those. And Aaron, I'm just reading your book right now. When I'm done, I'd like to call in again and chat a little bit about that stuff if you're up to that. And
please do so. Yeah.
And Uncle, good chatting. Good. My first time calling into your show has been enjoyable.
I like.
We'll call again.
Call again and see, and if you can get in touch with him, your friend
Elon. Okay.
Elon, just see if you get in touch with him, and then email him.
Email and tweet.
And tweet him, and let him know that I'd like to have more talk.
Just like Aaron trying to get on Newt Gingrich, the more Elon gets bombarded with Uncle the podcast requests, inevitably he'll be kind of have to. He'll feel obligated. So.
I can talk.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Ron.
Have a good night.
Thanks again.
You too.
Bye.
All right.
All right. Cheers.
Yes. Well, look at that. I had a hangman on already.
Call her right away.
Okay. Get them lines going again.
Yes, okay. So if you need a reminder, the call-in number is 319-527-5016. We're live every Friday night here.
Friday night, and we're live at this moment.
We're live right now. So please call in and talk for a question for our guest, Pearse Redmond.
Call Westman. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Call for him. For a message for him. I'm forgetting we have a guest.
I know, I'm a little quiet over here. I'm just
I know you're quiet.
Now.
He's talking, and I said, "This is what I mean. When I get guests, I let them do the talking, and I get things out of it. This is where I operate my broadcast. I get him going.
The chat room,
like that fella.
The chat room.
Uncle, I'll be honest. I told Aaron in the first hour, but I'm still kind of nursing a little bit of a hangover, so that might be why I'm a little sluggish.
Oh,
that's
drinking beer already?
Well, just a little, hair of the dog right now to get me through this. But yeah, you know what it was? It was the shots. I think is what did me.
Oh yes, do them every time.
It's always the shots.
The
chat room. The chat room is wondering if the sword shop that you guys were talking about not too long ago on a couple different episodes might actually have a Crocodile Dundee style knife. I think that was an interesting comment there. And what's going on with the sword shop?
You got to check it out. He still hasn't gone.
You guys were at a sword store?
Pearse doesn't know the sword store.
He don't know the sword story.
Uncle, lay it down for Pearse here.
Let me tell it to him.
Tell him to it.
What we were supposed to do. Go to the store for the stores.
There's a mall.
And we were going to go into that store.
There's a sword shop in the mall.
Shop. And we was going to ask if he'd mind to want us to do a show.
If we could do a live broadcast within the sword store.
In the store with him.
Any good mall. Pearse, have you noticed that malls tend to have these sword shops in them? Have you ever seen them?
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like like malls also have like Discovery Channel stores and or they used to have like Sharper Image.
In fact, I got an idea. Since we got the house for ourselves.
Okay, what is it?
Let's just go and look at this place and get this moved.
Yeah, we got all the time in the world.
We got a wall now. Since the ladies, of course, are gone, we can go ahead and do that. I mean, when we're ready.
Uncle and I have free reign in the house for a week here. Everybody else is going elsewhere, but we're still here. So.
Nice.
And that's why I figured we can do something and get this stuff in motion.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be relaxing. Let's say that.
Yeah. don't have to worry about. You know how it is.
There you go.
With these
So
women
Uncle's
talk.
going to be able to relax a bit.
Yeah.
We'll just hang out at the sword store probably all day.
Well, yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
Well, yeah.
The sword store, this sword store in particular, Pearse, is also kind of like, it's half sword store, half comic shop, where it's got like,
Interesting.
it's got like comic shop type stuff, like action figure, like fancy figurines and stuff, like T-shirts and comic books and stuff.
I do have one more left of the old one, but I don't have the new number on it.
Oh yeah. We need our cards. I want to go in there brandishing an Uncle the Podcast card. Go, here's our show. We do it live. Hey, can we broadcast live from your store here one night? It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll get a little audience going, audience participation maybe. It's going to be a lot of fun. Be entertaining.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
So
Draw people into the sword shop for them.
I'm telling you, I mean, if something moves like that, you know how far this could go? You don't know how far it can go.
Sky's the limit.
It's true.
Today, the sword shop. Tomorrow, the world.
Yeah. But,
Maybe get a special Uncle the Podcast sword going that you could sell.
yeah. We have to ask him, Hank, can you make a sword from Uncle the Podcast? Name on it?
What kind of sword would you go? Would you go with a kind of maybe like a traditional kind of medieval sword, like a knight, maybe samurai? What's your kind of sword?
Actually, I have one.
You have a sword?
For Knight of Columbus sword.
That's right. He does. He does have a
do
sword.
Oh,
I could use it, but I had an experience with that.
Yeah. Tell the sword story.
I had a storm story. I was walking down with the sword.
This is in Orange, California.
This was Orange, California when I was working.
There,
A policeman stopped me.
He had his sword on him. Yeah.
I forgot what he was
It was
saying.
in the case. Right?
Yeah, it was in the case.
But you're holding it. You're walking down the street.
Holding on this thing, and I was walking down, and the lady man said, I forget what he said.
Because you're going to get the bus to go to your Knights meeting.
Oh yeah.
That's what you're doing. So
I was going to the Knights
you need
meeting.
the sword to
I
do your
needed the
practice
sword
or whatever.
To practice, and they said
The police pulled
me over,
and started talking to you because of the sword.
talking about the sword. I said, wait a minute, I'm in Knight of Columbus. I need the sword for the Knight of Columbus, and I'm there talking about that to the policeman, going back and forth, having this conversation. I should have had this on a broadcast, and it's going on back and forth. I said, oh, well, that's okay then, and then he put it in the middle. Went on.
Nana wasn't called. It was only you and the police officer, right? Nana didn't come in. It was just you.
Nobody knew about him but me and him.
Yes. So it's just you talking to a cop with a sword.
Talking to the store at the time, walking down. This was in Orange when I went to that one for the. It was an exercise.
You were going to Crystal Cathedral.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It's going to Crystal Cathedral.
is that big glass?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
That was there, and I was going there with full uniform. They said they had to wear the full uniform. Okay. I had to wear the uniform with the knife, with the sword. But then you see these policemen. Oh, I know what it was. He was saying, he's seen some people with swords. And he said, be careful. I have to check it out. And that's what he went. He went to check it out. That's what it was about.
These are the sorts of stories of just the kinds of things that happen on a regular basis here at our home.
But the Knights of Columbus. So I've seen the Knights of Columbus at when I was a kid at our church. They came. I think when we had like a new priest or something was becoming part of the church, and the Knights of Columbus were there for some reason. But those swords aren't sharp, right? They're not. They're dull.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
They're not sharp. They might be pointed.
Yeah, but that's about it.
But that's it. But I was about to say, take the sword out. I said, whoa, don't take that sword out. That cop did scared her to take the sword.
You were about to take out.
I wanted to show
you don't do it.
I wanted to show the sword to show it isn't a problem. And I was trying to take it out. He says, don't do that. Put it back in. And he's going nuts.
You send.
Thought it was what he thought it was a weapon.
Yeah. And
then people.
I mean, it is a weapon.
Yeah, but a thing like that, How can we have a full uniform and have this problem?
Uncle, I have a question.
That night before that happened, I told it to them guys, and they really understood it. They heard the story about it. I mean, that one night when I went to the meeting, I mean, I told them about that, and
it's quite a story.
And it was something. They heard about it.
Oh yeah.
I have a question, Uncle. Did you actually tell the cops about your podcast while they were talking to you? Or did you remember to do that, or were you like kind of nervous because you're worried about whether they think you have a weapon?
That's it. I was nervous, and I couldn't think of any. I was thinking, you're right, Chuck. I was nervous, and I couldn't think at the time to say about the broadcast when I was.
Yeah, I understand
thinking
that.
about this, and I was, you got two things you're thinking about. That, first of all,
the broadcast.
The sword. They're trying to figure out the uniform problem with the policeman. It didn't even come to dawn on me even to talk about it, kids. I'm talking about this. You know how that goes.
So this is. I'll just say to the listener, this is like a peek into the life, our life.
Yeah,
because you, Uncle, you and I, we live, the same life in one sense. We're in the same household. This is the life of our household. These sorts of things happen on a fairly regular basis. Things
dealing
like
with
this.
Sword problems. You got the cops looking down on you or whatever.
That's why I'm gonna say if I'm actually trying to join into this fourth degree people, but they haven't really got it settled yet for me to be voted in. But the point is, I'm going to mention something to them. I'm going to tell them the story with them once I'm in there, and I'm going to tell them the story I just told you all. Yeah. I'm going to tell them that, and he's going to say, please, let us not wear the uniform unless I can change after we get there. Because if this is a problem with the police, this could be a problem.
It was the walk to the bus.
It's walk to the bus thing. And I said, wait a minute. Let's us just... Usually we change and we get the full uniform and we go into the church and they change the uniform.
Yeah.
Then we have the tux on.
Uncle, do you want to say anything about Christ Cathedral, or what was once Crystal Cathedral? Because you were there doing your practices quite a bit. You have anything to say about that interesting place?
That place... I tell you, was very nice church. I mean, you guys would enjoy to see this church. But the problem, it wasn't done yet. I don't know what it
they
done.
were. Yeah, the Catholic Church was renovating it.
Renovated them, and the man that built it has passed away.
Yes.
So I found that out in one of the meetings.
Dr. Robert Schuller, is that him? The
you have the book.
Guy? I think that's.
You have the book.
Yeah, we have a book.
You have the book of it.
He was like the first major televangelist, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to talk about this stuff on my podcast back another time.
It's pretty fascinating.
I mean, but I can go through it the whole hour and it will burn it up. But I'll do it an hour.
It's quite a location.
What do you do at a Knights of Columbus meeting, Uncle? Is it or can you not talk about it? Is it secretive?
It's a secret thing for the men. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can get you to join you be a Catholic. We can join you in, but you got to be a Catholic.
That's easy.
And then after that, then you can do the talking. Like if say you were joined, for example, if you joined and you're a Catholic and you joined, me and you can talk about things.
Yeah.
But other people around us couldn't hear it. That's how it works.
We understand how these secret societies work.
Think of Saudi. We had a guy talking about
fraternal orders.
Yeah.
You got to keep things.
Oh, you're not a Catholic either. So what are you talking about, sidekick?
I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm Catholic, so I got that. I got that down at least.
You are?
Oh yeah.
I could have got you in.
I know.
If I knew about it in time. I got you.
I remember when I saw the Knights of Columbus, they also had on the big hats. Do you wear the hat too?
Yeah, but what I'm hearing from the bishop now,
the hat,
they're changing uniform.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And here we've been having this uniform So how many years?
It's
And now they we're looking like a serviceman.
Yeah, it's
now wait a minute. I know some people have to pay. I don't know how much money you have to pay for a uniform.
Yeah.
If we have to go through that again,
it's expensive.
people are not going to do it. I've asked the people there.
Yeah.
Would you want to do a new change? And they all say no.
It's a big controversy.
That's what
it is in the KFC.
KFC.
The cap and crunch hat is going to change into a military style beret.
Beret. That's
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you
that's
know
what
what? I just found a picture I saw of like some yeah, and they wear like a sash now. Oh, I guess they always wear the sash, but yeah, it does look very military kind of. I think my uncle is a member of the Knights of Columbus.
I am. I mean,
all uncles are. Don't you know that?
we are. If I talk to an uncle, I ask them, and know what they say? Oh, actually, I was so much longer with Knight of Columbus. Every single one. You're right. You're right.
I got a question.
It is.
I feel like when I think of the Knights of Columbus, and I just Googled some pictures, I don't see a lot of young members. Is that a problem, Uncle?
It is. That is another thing. That is another question. There's another question about that. What we tried to do is get younger ones in.
I see. Yes.
And that would help the older ones to understand. But there is a lot of older ones, right? I know some from Florida. I've had one person at the Knight of Columbus, and he passed away. So I know some already that have passed away.
That's an issue with a lot of the fraternal orders. They're always trying to find.
Yeah, I bet there's not a lot of young Freemasons, right?
No,
I feel like they're all kind of old.
Yeah, every single one.
For the most
of
part,
them.
yes.
If you talk to one, most likely they all had
they've got their AARP card.
AARP card.
Is there any connection between the Knights of Columbus and Freemasons? Is that?
Yeah, there's a difference to it. Yes,
Pearse, there's a feud. You're not aware.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. No, I don't know.
That.
There's some real antagonism between the two. It's quite comical.
They don't like each other?
No, it's hilarious.
We have a meeting, and they had a meeting. Oh man, it'll feel like a war zone going on. What do you mean? Something like a war zone. But hey, listen here. We're talking about something. They talk about something else. Mm-hmm. I mean, they'd absolutely go crazy, go back and forth at each other.
It's like if you put a Republican and a Democrat in the same room. Right. What do you think is going to happen?
Right.
Like
something like that.
It's all a bit like that.
Jeez, yeah. I did not know that. What is it? Why they really?
Yes.
I can't imagine like what it is that they're arguing.
We had a guest on named Richard Spence. He's been on Ed Opperman's show. And he did a great job succinctly saying, basically, through the history of Freemasonry, they have not allowed Catholics in.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, because, the history of the Catholic Church lashing out against Freemasonry. So, it's funny because they actually expect that you have some sort of religious leanings and that you recognize deity in some form to become a Mason, but you can't be Catholic. And so the Knights of Columbus was formed to fill the void in the Catholic community. They're like, okay, we're going to make our own version of this. Basically,
really?
Yeah.
So that's exactly what happened.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's sort of like a reaction to it.
Yeah.
Right. It's a fairly recent thing. The funny thing too is we have a friend who's, I think, is her grandfather or her great grandfather, but he was the founder of the Knights of Columbus.
Didn't you have somebody on your
friend from Columbus,
your family that had one? Yeah.
Well, a friend of ours that we met in Columbus, Ohio. Her grandfather. He was the guy who founded it. That guy in the magazine.
I heard about him.
I can't remember his name now.
I was talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's only like a few 100 years old or something.
Yeah.
It's not ancient.
Yeah, maybe 100 years old. That sounds about right.
Okay. I know. I remember my uncle joined in part because they've got good deals on insurance too.
Oh.
That's like
yes, they do have insurance.
That's like a thing. Yeah. They have like good insurance policies or whatever.
They do have good insurance, but I have so much insurance, I really didn't need, to get into that part of it. But
you're covered.
I was covered, but the other people that are new,
it helps.
It helped them.
That could be a good way to get the young members in, Uncle.
That's the other reason.
There's a selling
get
point.
the young ones in, and that's the other reason we have to push for the card. I mean, but I have to get a few of these.
You need your
cards.
night cards hand out.
No, here we
That's
go.
what you
The
gotta
night
do.
cards are doing this again.
That'll open up a lot of doors, probably.
Yeah. I don't. Maybe I'm thinking if I talk about it and then plug Night of Columbus to them, I could push them to be in a Night of Columbus if they're all, of course, Catholic. But I have to ask that question. Are they all Catholics? Because it has a Catholic problem.
Uncle, you need to go to Catholic Rock Show where all these youth are and start handing out KFC cards all over, along with Uncle the Podcast cards.
Well, yeah, I can put, both of them together. Well, we have to get the cards first.
Yeah,
Sidekick, work on the cards.
We got it.
Geez.
I got all the time in the world this week. I can do whatever I want.
Get them going.
I'll get it all done.
That reminds me.
Then you have it started.
That reminds me of the caller Ed last time. I told him that I would be willing to send him some cards. He sent me an email, and that is in the mail, Ed, if you're listening. Just so you know that I sent you some Ochelli.com cards. And if people email me, maybe we can distribute cards together, Uncle. Maybe I should send you guys some of mine, too.
Bring them over. I will send them over to you whenever he gets them set.
Yeah.
Until we get them organized.
I'll
bring them over to you. You bring some over to me, and
I'll
push your cards. I'll push your cards to some of these.
Now wait a minute. Hold up. Too. You know what we're forgetting?
What?
We need the Porkins Policy radio card. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
wait, back it up just a minute. What do you got on the Porkins Policy cards?
I don't have any cards.
See,
I got no cards.
Well, let's get it. All right.
Uncle.
We'll get on Steve and get your information to give to him, and he'll give you, and he makes them. I want a guy that makes cards.
You got a card guy?
We got a card guy.
I got a card guy.
You got a graphics
Give him
man.
the information to Fonz here. Give him the information
Uncle,
to you.
I don't know if you know this, but Pearse, his show is on Chuck's network. So
I know it is.
The Ochelli Radio Network.
I haven't gotten it on my phone yet.
Oh.
I'm still waiting.
We got to get that going.
Well, where's the phone number? Where's the...
the to-do list.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I got my phone...
There's
I'm going to have to
married men know of the honeydew list, and then I know of the uncle do list. I don't know who can relate to that one, but I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lists flying around.
It's flying around. You don't know what the heck's going on. Yeah, I know he's on this list. I heard it last week.
So many
that
lists.
he just started that Tuesday. I know.
I'm on the blacklist, Uncle.
You're on the black? There you go.
Yeah.
Somebody's organizing this thing straight.
I know.
This man knows what he's talking about, this Chuck Ochelli. I don't know about you.
Uncle.
That's why I had to hire him.
Uncle, why don't you congratulate Pearse on being one of our peers here on the network? What do you think?
Congratulations, Pearse.
Well, thank you. High praise and thank you from you, Uncle.
You finally pushed it over, huh? I'm trying to get this guy to go.
Yeah, we made it happen. It's exciting.
Well, we got all these people to talk now. If we get all of us, I was thinking another thing. Actually thinking another thing. I have things in my head thinking. We all go to a live show. How would that sound?
You're talking about a live broadcast.
Mm-hmm.
We could do an Ochelli Radio Network live event.
Well, that would be fun.
Get
all of us there. Maybe do like a marathon.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh.
A marathon.
Yeah.
And when they get that going, and you know how many people we all would get
live stream.
Live stream. You know how many people we'll have?
A couple.
And your show? Push your show? I mean, I'm telling you.
Would we have to do video?
Oh, you have to do
Yeah, he's got a video
camera.
camera.
That's not a question.
You got the camera. You got the camera.
We'll get the camera there.
You got the camera. He got that. He
got to do it.
So we could do that. We could start doing this. Actually, we can do this starting when I off of the summer. That's a good time to do it.
There we go.
When I get off of the summer, it'll be the last day. It's May 16th. It's my last day.
We can call it Ochelli Fest.
And we can do what he said.
Ochelli Fest. We'll make up T-shirts.
We do that, and we can do that all in the summer.
Ochelli Fest 2019. It has all the cities that the tour stops in on the back.
Listen to the plane surgeon here. Now listen, people. We could do this starting when I start my vacation. We can do that because I want to get out of this house. So what we can do that one day or whenever.
Maybe take the show on the road, you know?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I want to do.
It's a live show.
See a live show for all
it's
these
like a
people.
rock show.
Rock show. And you know how many we get? You'll be surprised at how many people we would listen.
Uncle,
if people are interested.
We can get my kids to work the merch booth.
Yeah. Those guys are easy to do. Here, the merch booth.
It'll be a good learning experience.
Yeah.
And
they could do that.
Learn a little bit about commerce.
Yeah. Well, we do all the talk show.
Exactly.
We do all the talking and whatever to the people.
Yeah. We'll do all the talking. The kids will do all the selling.
Right. So,
would you have groupies, Uncle? Is that in the cards or no? You're
whatever comes on.
Okay.
I'll pull whatever comes on the air. What on the show? What the heck are you laughing at?
You just gotta take it as it comes, Uncle.
Yeah, that's it. That's my point.
You can't have any real expectations, but
if it comes along, that it comes, we go with it, and that's what I'm.
He's got to roll with it.
And I know Chuck would love for something like this too. What are you laughing at?
Well, he's obviously the one that's going to be organizing.
Well, yeah, he can organize.
He's going to be putting it on. So
yeah, that's true.
He's got some work to do too.
Yeah,
I have been drafted into another job. Okay, look, that's fine. You guys have 9 minutes left, by the way.
9 minutes. Hey, let's go get the beer.
I know who could relate to me on the Uncle Do list. Chuck.
Yeah, I know. He knows things about it.
Yes.
Chuck and I can relate to that now.
Yeah.
And everybody in this house probably can relate to that too.
Yeah. So,
oh boy.
We got 9 minutes and we haven't had the beer yet?
How about Pearse? Would you like to do a review of whatever you have?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I already opened mine, but I can still review it. There's still plenty of beer left in here.
Yeah, please do.
So I guess you want me to go first, or?
Yeah. We don't. Have anything.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I'm drinking Tecate right now. Mexican. I guess it's probably like a Pilsner. I think it's that's how they would market it. It's good. It's it's like good everyday sort of a beer.
Is this your first beer review, Pearse?
No. We did. I think we did one before where we were reviewing Modelo.
Yep.
It's another good Mexican beer that I like.
Okay. Well,
I like Modelo more than Tecate, but I'm it's good.
It's cool, but you might want to describe the bottle in case somebody's not familiar and the look of the beer and all that.
So it's actually a can.
Can.
It's it's like a reddish can with some silver black accents. It's got a big eagle on it as well. And I actually looked this up because I remember I was like, does Tecate mean something? And like the text of it I feel like it's trying to kind of evoke sort of like ancient, Mayan sort of a design aesthetic there. And I was like, maybe Tecate is some sort of like Mayan deity or something. I don't know, something like that. But apparently it's just a town in Baja California that brews the beer.
Well, we gotta find it then. Is it somewhere around here?
We haven't had Tecate, Uncle. I feel like we must. That's pretty common around these parts.
Where did we have it? We have it.
It became a real favorite at bars in the past couple of years.
You see it everywhere. Even here in New York, it's the same thing.
Yep, New York and L.A. I think are the same on that. It's the tall boy. It's the preferred tall boy at the moment. It has been for a while.
And listeners in the chat room note that Modelo is also part of Pearse's gallery on Instagram, apparently.
Yes, yeah. That was I think from the first show we did where we did a beer review.
That was It was posted to the Uncle Podcast Instagram.
I think I saw it. Yeah. I might have saw it.
It's good.
Yeah.
I would say I would give Tecate a high rating. It's not you're not getting a lot of flavor or anything like that. But I'm more of a fan of that kind of a beer. I don't really like that hoppy sort of stuff.
So what are you rating it? Since now
Scale
we're into the rating.
Is it 10?
Well, 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid 8 in my book.
8's good.
Yeah.
You like him, but
I'm familiar with the 8 rating. That's a good one to get a beer.
He is, but I like to go over the tops.
Uncle, what would you rate Tecate?
I don't know. I had to taste it.
Yeah, well, okay.
Well, you have to taste the beer before you rate it. Sidekick, you should know better than ask me that question.
I forgot.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, I think, let's see here. We're toward the end of the show here.
Already? Boy,
Chuck,
that went
just
fast.
chime in and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure we only have a couple minutes here. So
Chuck said only 9 minutes before.
Yeah, so
And here we are. We couldn't even get down there and get the beer.
Pearse, why don't you give us some last words? Again, talk about Porkins Policy Radio and just anything else you have here before we end this.
Yeah,
sure. Well, yeah.
Couple extra minutes due to the late start, so don't be nervous. It's okay. We got a couple minutes left.
Cool. Thank you, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess my show is, as you said, Porkins Policy Radio. You can listen to it here at Ochelli.com every Tuesday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern. My site's PorkinsPolicyReview.com, and you can find all my work there. I guess just to as we're sort of wrapping it up, I'm now like super interested in the Knights of Columbus as like a as a thing. I just kind of want to like know more about it.
If you want, since you're Catholic, if you want, I could get you in.
There we go.
I'm thinking about it.
I can get a card from you know who.
This solves everybody's problems.
I could get you in, but you have to be sure about it and want to be in it. But you have to be in our council.
It does have to be a sure thing.
And it's 1638, our council.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's our council.
That's funny. Chuck in
but wait a minute, he's in New York, though.
Yeah, he's in New York.
But that's a problem.
Well, but they got him here.
Oh,
yeah. You can do it there then. Yeah, you could do it there.
I'm sure you could find somebody who's a member. And
a member there.
I'm also looking up that they have a museum. It's in Connecticut, I think. I don't think it's that far from me. That might be a fun little day trip.
Oh yeah.
Interested in it? You should go to a church first and see who is. Who's who in the Knight of Columbus.
It doesn't take long to know who's a knight.
And once you know them, you'll find them. I mean, you'll have to do it on your own, and because I forgot where you live. I forgot you were in New York.
New York,
yeah.
City.
Yeah, I know. So you would have to do that.
I'm sure it wouldn't be too difficult to do.
Hey, that was when I could talk to my brother here on a night if he joins one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at the museum right now. I'm a little excited to see this.
You should go to that.
That might be a fun. Maybe I'll go and we can do a little bonus podcast about it.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. We need to do a show about that. If you go, let us know, and we will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And see that you also might meet some knights.
Oh, I would assume.
Yeah.
They only employ them there, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You'll be able to do it on your own then, and you do it that way. Then you can do it that way.
It's like if you go to Washington D.C. to the George Washington Masonic monument, right. It's all Masons working there.
Yes, Masons. Of course. Right.
Yeah, it's the same deal.
We're not talking Masons here. Wait a minute now. We're not Mason people.
We know that. But, you can't help to see a comparison there.
Well, yeah, you'll see
there's a similarity.
I should say.
You think there's ever been a Freemason that tried to infiltrate the Knights of Columbus?
Oh, man, they'd be...
Or you would sniff them out ahead of time.
I would. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. I got to say, these Masons and us, it'll be like a war zone. Instead of what it's supposed to be like.
Maybe.
Uncle, you should, maybe you could be a pioneer in this field. Maybe sort of bridge the peace between the two groups. That might be a project. Yeah, that would you would be forever famous in the Knights of Columbus if you did that.
And the Freemasons.
I started this Knight of Columbus in Florida.
Historic.
And you see how far it's gone. It's gone to California now. You can travel. Once you're one of them, this is the good part about it. Once you're one of them, you can travel, you can transfer anywhere you want. Like, say,
the world's your oyster.
If you move to another state,
now we're at the end, by the way.
Okay, we're at the end.
We're at the end?
Uncle, bring it home.
All right, gentlemen. Mabel, we are on. This is the end.
UncleThePodcast.com.
So long.
See you later.
Boom, boom.
Anything else?
I didn't.
Oh, that's good.
Because I was talking to him.